Hi everybody, old guy here, and today's book is a Halloween book, The Sun Down Motel, which is a ghost story in which the ghosts, and man there's lots of them, play absolutely no role. None. Zip. And they're pretty scary ghosts too, cause my hair, such as it is, to raise a time or two. But you could have written this same story with nary a reference to a single specter. None. Zip. And it would have been a perfectly fine story. But in this one, you get ghosts. Pretty good ghosts. Think of it as like sprinkles on your cupcake. Not really needed, but always welcome. So what is this book about? Well, it's a murder mystery, told in two different timelines, 35 years apart. In 1982, 20-year-old Vivian leaves her Midwest homes to become a star on Broadway. But along the way ends up in the small town of Fell, F-E-L-L, New York, where far too many women are murdered. Well, far too many for such a small town, but probably about the right number for such a weirdly named town. Within minutes of arriving, she takes the night clerk job at the creepy Sun Down Motel, where no one checks in and apparently no one checks out because holy Hannah, this place is filled with ghosts. You can't even go get a soda without running into the smoking man. No, not that smoking man. Vivian begins looking into the murders because of the ghosts, although the ghosts have nothing to do with the murders, at least not in any manner readily apparent. You'd think she'd be more interested in the ghosts that make her night shifts quite memorable, but I suppose you gotta start somewhere. One night, she disappears from work and is never seen again. Was it the murderer? Or the ghosts? Or something else? Fast forward to 2017 and Vivian's niece Carly, who shows up in Fell to find out what happened to her aunt, whom she never met but had heard all the stories about. Within minutes of arrival, she also takes a job as the night shift clerk at the Sundown. Apparently this is a rather difficult position to fill, what with all the ghosts and, clerks randomly disappearing. And yet the ghosts show up and Carly launches an investigation to find out what happened to her aunt and the murdered women. Seems to be a family trait. Now, by 2017, the town of Fell should be a podcast favorite, with every crime junkie in America doing episodes about all the unsolved murders in the place. And every single ghost hunter in the world should be lined up outside the Sundown, demanding to run video and audio tape because, man, talk about a target-rich environment. Rivals the Winchester Mystery House, it does. So I find it really difficult to believe that Carly had to figure things out herself without elbowing teams of amateur sleuths and ghost hunters out of the way. But we can't have those teams running about sticking their microphones into everything because the murder mystery, well, it's a bit pedestrian. Only takes a little bit of work to figure out who's doing what to who, which is a bit of an indictment of the local police department. Are they idiots? Not according to the one-woman police officer on the force in 1982 who befriended Vivian and who has a much larger role in this than you are led to believe. Gotta say, the ending was somewhat surprising, if not irritating. I'll leave that to you to decide. And that is my biggest problem with this novel. You must suspend your working knowledge of how society works in order for the author to keep the fiction that Vivian and Carly are two vulnerable women alone against the supernatural and the murderous. Because they're really not. Not in this universe anyway. But go ahead, accept the premise. It makes the novel fun. As do the ghosts. Old guy here. See you later.